On the hit ABC show Boston Legal, Gary Anthony Williams plays a cross-dressing attorney. Fans just love the quirky role. Gary told me jobs here in Atlanta's theater community helped him prepare for that part. And did you know this Georgia-born actor's talents are not limited to acting?
Is that a guy? Don't be silly. Seriously, I think it's a guy.
Boston Legal fans never know what to expect from Gary Anthony Williams. On the show, the Fayetteville native plays Clarence, an extremely shy lawyer.
I better be getting justice here, tell you that.
And his smart-mouthed female alter ego, Clarice, as well as a recently discovered third personality, Clavant.
Sit down.
How do we describe Clavant?
Clavant just kind of street. You know what I'm saying? Clavant don't take nothing from nobody either. You know what I mean?
He's the other end
Talking to you,
of
baby.
Clarence.
Yeah. He got confidence too. You know, you can be with a woman. Yeah, he's the absolute other end of Clarence. But not as smart as Clarence, but stronger and bolder than Clarence.
So how did your character come about? What got sparked David E. Kelly?
I had heard a rumor that it was written for somebody else originally. And I was leaving town. I was going to come to Atlanta for like a week or so. And they said, hey, there's this show, Boston Legal, and they'd like you to play this role. And I said, nah, I'm going to Atlanta. And they said, no, it's a really good show. I said, yeah, I just want to go home. And then they said, no, Gary, you should probably do this show. So I went and did it. I changed the plane ticket, moaning all the time, and I did the show, and then the week after it aired on a Tuesday, and on Friday they called and said, here's the deal, they want you to be a regular.
Now when you read the role and you saw that it was a multiple personality cross-dresser, what was your reaction?
I didn't know, because I also didn't know the show at that time.
You hadn't seen it?
I had never seen it. And when I walked in, I had never met any of them, so I didn't audition, so they didn't say, yeah, that's the way the character goes. It was all absolutely brand new, so I just played what I read off the page, you know.
Long before he got to Hollywood, Gary performed here in Atlanta at Agatha's Dinner Theater downtown. And if it had not been for a computer mistake in high school, Gary might not be acting at all.
I had signed up for a totally different class, and it put me in an acting class with Robin Bennett was her name, who was, to this day, I think, as far as regular theater goes, like Shakespeare, and we did everything there. I think she was the best director of just theater that I've ever had since I left high school. I mean, we learned so much there. It was unbelievable.
When you told your parents you were going to make a living at acting, what was their reaction?
Well, my brother Mike said, Gary, you're smart. Go into computers. You're not going to make a living acting. And my parents were not the kind of people to ever go, you can't do that or you won't do that. So they were always supportive. And I didn't know how supportive my mother was until one day I found a scrapbook that she had with like all these newspaper clippings. And she had never said anything to me, but she was keeping all of this stuff the whole time. So that made me feel really good.
What do you miss about this area?
I guess just really the friendliness, you know, because I'll talk to people from LA and I'll say, have you ever been to Georgia? And they go, why? Like, why? You idiot. Just go try it. Go try it out. But people are genuinely friendly here. And I don't have to throw a hammer through my car window because somebody won't let me in to traffic, which they won't do out there. But people, it's just a friendly folks. That's what I miss about it. And cornbread.
Cornbread.
And sweet tea.
Sweet tea.
Can't get no sweet tea in California.
Now, when you come home to Atlanta, what are the things you have to do?
I have to see my buddies here at Agatha's. I have to hook up with guys from Laughing Matters and go to Manuel's Tavern.
You have something going on with my wife. What? What is going on? I work hard, trying to provide for my wife and my child. And your child.
True to his word, Gary did go to Manuel's. He participated in an improv comedy fundraiser with his friends from Laughing Matters.
Adrian! Adrian!
And he was at Agatha's watching rehearsal for one of several plays he wrote. This one is a spoof of Sylvester Stallone's beloved Rocky. It is called Rocky the Italian Scallion's Final Blow.
It's been a rocky road for Rocky ever since. He up and left Philadelphia, the city of brotherly thugs, and moved here to Little Bird, Georgia, home of the oddly shaped rock.
So I understand you always write me into your plays?
I think every play I've written here has you in it.
Are you saying this entire city is being attacked by zombies?
No!
You, to me, you're like Atlanta to me. Like, look, I know you're only 22, I know this. But my earliest news watching times, you were always there, and it literally was. Now, growing up as a young, straight black man, I was like, what's Monica gonna wear today? What her hair gonna look like? Because you used to change that hair, Monica.
Yes.
It's like, it's Monday, but Tuesday, what will Monica's hair be like? But I watched you all the time, like more than any other newscaster. So whenever I think Atlanta, and I try to keep my shows very oriented here, you know, in Georgia, in small town Georgia or whatever, I like to play with that kind of thing. But whenever I think of Atlanta, I literally think of you being the voice of the South.